Hi everyone, I'm the Lloyd, and if you're new here, my channel is all about smart home tech focused on Apple HomeKit. If you're using Apple HomeKit and you don't know who Zemismart is, well, that's not totally surprising since until just recently, they didn't support the HomeKit platform. But now, Zemismart has introduced their HomeKit Hub, capable of connecting up to 100 Tuya Zigbee devices, giving us HomeKit users even more options. Tuya Smart is a smart home company that offers a cloud platform that connects a range of devices via the IoT. Zemismart says not all Tuya Zigbee devices are compatible with the hub, but many are, allowing HomeKit users access to some great budget-friendly options that I'll show you today. One day, hopefully once Matter starts getting rolled out, we can at least dream of a world where every smart home device is compatible with our ecosystem of choice without the need for additional hubs. Matter, which is expected later this year, is a significant step forward, though it'll likely be several years before Matter's full potential will be realized. It's unclear exactly what that will look like in the end. If you're interested in learning more about Matter, I'll link a video from a few other amazing creators like Shane Watley, HomeKit Authority, and Paul Hibbert, who have all done dedicated videos on this subject. Now that I have the hub, let's check out the Zemismart website with a dedicated section to see all of the devices that are available to HomeKit users. There are blinds, curtain motors, wall switches, sensors, light strips, and bulbs. So many options here, and as you can see, at pretty affordable prices. These products are shipped from China, so keep an eye out for shipping fees. Some are free to ship and some have shipping costs, so just something to pay attention to. This temperature and humidity sensor, for example, shows free shipping to the USA. Just a note on this, I went through the checkout process here in Canada, and while yes, it's converted from US to Canadian dollars, there's actually no shipping fee, which is really nice. If, for example, you're interested in a blackout roller shade, you can see there's a $25 shipping fee. I don't have the roller shade to test out today, but since we're talking about this, I just want to show you. You can see that it plugs in, so while you don't have to worry about charging, you will have to think about how to conceal the cord. It's available in white, beige, and gray, so you're not getting the same customization available with some higher-end smart shades like the ones from Eve or Lutron Serena, though again, these are very inexpensive with the cost starting at just $118. The price, of course, will increase depending on the size. Because Zemismart ships from China, you should allow a few weeks for shipping. I believe my order arrived in about 3 weeks. So it does require some patience, but it's worth it for the cost savings that you get. Options are great, but price isn't everything, and I will always recommend spending a little bit more money on devices that actually work. So after several weeks of testing, I'll give you my thoughts on if using the Zemismart Hub with these Tuya products is worth it. A huge thank you to Zemismart for sending me some products to test out, including a motion sensor, a door and window sensor, a light strip, and of course, the HomeKit Hub. So let's start by looking at the hub. The hub itself is pretty basic, but it's the accessories that can connect into HomeKit that's most exciting. As mentioned off the top, the Zemismart Hub connects Tuya Zigbee 3.0 devices into HomeKit. You have the option to connect the hub either through Wi-Fi or directly into the router using an included Ethernet cord. Hardwiring will give you the most reliable connection, so it's recommended when possible. This is how I have mine connected, but I did try to test this out using just Wi-Fi and I had some issues. I'm sure with a bit more patience I could have gotten it working, but my plan was to connect it directly to the router anyway. Setup is pretty simple. Plug it in, scan the HomeKit code, and add it to your home. Future accessories will then be added into the Tuya app, so you'll want to download that if you haven't already. Whenever you add a child accessory into the Tuya app, the device will always default to the room where you have the hub, so it's a good idea to go into the Home app and then move it to the correct room once the accessory's been added. Next, let's take a look at the light strip. This one comes in both 5 and 10 meters, which is a good length compared to the standard 2 meter size you usually see. Unlike many light strips that attach together to extend the length, the Zemismart light strip comes with a controller which connects each light strip independently. I ended up using just one of the light strips, which I cut down and installed along my son's headboard. I assumed I'd have the option to control each of the light strips independently, which wasn't the case. Oddly, there was a tile for each light strip in the Home app, but regardless of the tile you control, both light strips are controlled at the same time. Since I'm only using one of the light strips, I simply grouped the two lights together so there's only one tile. So how does this light strip perform? Well, the connection has been great. The Zemismart Hub is located in a central location on my main floor, And my son's room's on the second level on the far side of the house, and I've had no issues maintaining a solid connection. It's been great. Since it uses Zigbee, it's fast and reliable. In terms of being bright with vibrant colors, I would say this light strip falls short when compared to more premium options like Nanoleaf Essentials, Philips Hue, Eve, or even Onvis. But I personally have some tolerance for this at this price point. When it comes to accurate colors, this light strip really misses the mark. Green looks blue and purple looks green. I tried this in the Tuya app as well and it was the same. Hopefully this is fixed with a future firmware update. There's also a music mode that's available in the Tuya app, which adjusts the lights to the beat of the music using your phone's microphone. Speaking for myself, this isn't a light strip I'd probably keep in a main living area like behind my television, but this light actually works quite well for my son's room. It provides the perfect amount of accent light, and we keep it on for him as he falls asleep, and have set up an automation to turn the light strip off an hour after bedtime. He thinks it's super cool, and he likes to sleep with just a little bit of light on, and it can get pretty dim, so it definitely does the trick. I also have a flick button so we can control both his ceiling lights and his Zemismart light strip. Especially if you're planning to use the full 10 meters, then this could be an economical option once you have the hub. Next, let's talk about sensors. Motion sensors and door and window sensors are pretty standard, but when Zemismart reached out to see if I wanted to test any of their products, I asked for some sensors since there's just so many things that you can do with them, and you can't really have too many sensors with all the doors, windows, and cabinets in most homes. All of these devices were super easy to add into Homekit via the Tuya app, and it both worked really well for me. There are many automation possibilities with each of these sensors, so let me show you how I have mine set up in a little more detail. Sticking to my son's bedroom, I've installed the door and window sensor on his entry door. He already has one on his closet door, which is another great place for these sensors, by the way. Since my son sleeps with the door shut, I've created an automation that will give him some dim light for those times he wakes up in the middle of the night to use the washroom. I programmed it like this. When my son's door opens, between 10 p.m. and sunrise, only when the hallway and bathroom lights are already off, turn my hallway lights and bathroom lights to 20%, turn off after 10 minutes. Since I've used a condition, I've set this up in the Eve app. So far, this automation has worked really well. The motion sensor I've placed in my shower. If you're familiar with the Aqara motion sensor, then you'll notice that this one looks similar, though it's a little bit larger. It comes with an adhesive and it can twist and pivot to get the right angle. It has a 150-degree range up to 7 meters away and is quite sensitive. Unlike many other motion sensors, I wasn't able to find an option to adjust the sensitivity. The purpose for me placing this in my shower is to turn on my exhaust fan when it detects that someone's having a shower. Excessive moisture can be a real problem, especially in newer airtight homes, so I always make sure to use the exhaust fan when having a shower. The motion sensor is great because it's totally automatic. It drives me crazy when the kids have a shower or bath and they forget to turn the fan on, especially in their bathroom because there's no window to open for some airflow. The fan automation is set up in the Home app and it's pretty straightforward. When motion is detected, turn on the exhaust fan, which I have connected to a Lutron Caseta switch, then turn off after 1 hour. This should be more than enough time for someone to have their shower and for the fan to remove the excessive moisture from the room. I could also take this a step further to turn on my shower light during certain hours, but I've chosen to leave that out this time. Now that I've shown you how I'm using these products, I have to say overall I'm satisfied with Zemismart. I love that we continue to see more and more options, and whether you choose to use them or not, hopefully you find it helpful to know what else is out there for HomeKit, especially some less expensive options. Other Tuya Zigbee products may work with the hub as well, which is pretty cool, but it's not a guarantee, so it's hard to know for sure, which is why it's recommended that you purchase directly from Zemismart and choose the products that work with HomeKit. Initially, I thought the hub may allow me to get my daughter's Tuya fairy lights into HomeKit, but unfortunately they work with Wi-Fi, not Zigbee. I'm excited to test out even more Zemismart products in the future. Tell me what you think in the comments. Is having yet another hub and longer shipping times a deal breaker for you? Or are you excited like I am to have even more options to choose from to help build your smart home on a budget? If there are any other HomeKit products on the Zemismart website that you'd like me to test out or compare to other products, please let me know and I'll see about getting my hands on them so I can feature them in a future video. That's it for this week. Don't forget to check out the details in the description below for some other content I recommend and for the link so that you can give Zemismart a try. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.